if Chris is still on this call, or probably can I just start like that?
It's being recorded now. You can go ahead.
Oh, awesome. All right. Thank you. All right, guys. So, basically, for this class, it should be very, very brief, right? And also, I'll just walk you through the what's the name now? I'll walk you through the flow. I mean, the flow, and would also design just a simple login page so that you can, I mean, probably once I'm done, I'll probably share the code to the group so that you can, try to replicate that, and you can also try a couple of things, right? So, I mean, this is our fourth week, and we've discussed quite a number of things. I mean, we've discussed introduction to like that. We discussed, we've done a bit of that, right? So, and last week, the last instructor moved a bit to Flutter, right? So, which is literally the framework. So, I think I'll still say on the stateless widget today, and I might touch stateful widget. I might touch stateful widget as well. Please, if I am too fast or probably you are not getting anything, kindly let me know so that I can always go back and explain that. Please confirm if anybody can hear me. Probably just somebody can just unmute because I'm not at the moment on. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. So yeah. So basically, I feel like at this point now we are not new to the Flutter what's the word now? To the Flutter environment, right? So at this point, I believe that we should have Flutter, like we should have the environment set up, and you should at least in 1 or 2 weeks, you should probably have run this kind of application, because this is the first thing you see when you get to open your Flutter application, like just running a normal Flutter code. This is what you see, and once I click a button here, this number will increase. So that's the basic thing that we'll have on the Flutter application, like when you are running a Flutter application from scratch. But before I start going to the code part, I first and foremost want to explain the folder structure that we have in Flutter. Probably if you guys, I don't know if anybody has probably played around something like this, right? So as we rightly said during our past this thing, we know that Flutter is like a cross-platform application. I mean, with one code base, you can have like 100 and iOS, and it also supports web. And at the moment now, we have Linux and Mac OS. You get, but however, for this course, where we are literally streamlining it to just Android and iOS, right? So, and at the moment now, I am on an iOS emulator, as you can see, and I am currently running this application on an iOS device. So I can probably switch to I can open like an Android emulator, and I'll still run same code base and it will run. So that's the beauty that we have on Flutter, right? So if you check this folder structure, we'll have the Android folder. So basically, this Android folder is just where we have anything related to Android. So aside the general code, right? Let's say make some I want to define some Android permissions, right? I literally have to do everything in this Android folder. So let's say I want to probably change my application name. I'll probably come to this manifest folder here. This Android label, this is my name of the application, so I can change it here. And once I change it here and I run the application again, it will only change for Android, because I only changed this part in the Android folder. So there are some other things that you can do in this folder as well, but you might not you might not get there, you might not start changing a lot of stuff in this folder, right? Because I mean, this is just an introduction class, and we are still on probably the basic stuff. But going forward, and probably when you start defining like a permission, let me see where is that permission. Shit. So when you start defining the permission for your application, let's say probably you want to exactly this is a user permission. You see 100.internet. This will probably communicate that this will directly communicate with the native Android side. So that's what we have for this um, Android folder. So then this is your build folder. Probably when you are building your application, these are just generated files and all. Then also we have the iOS folder. So this iOS folder, just like we have the Android folder, we also have the iOS folder. So basically, I can literally do what I can do on Android folder. So I can also change the application display name here. So if I change this to dive text, right, and I stop running the application, then I build the application again, right? Let me save this. Save on the display name. Okay. Then I run the application again, right? Okay. Then I run the application again, right? You would notice that the application name will change because I literally changed it here. So very soon you get to like come probably to this folder to probably add the permission. Let's say you are working on something on a location, but you need the application's location permission to access this thing. So you probably come here and I mean very soon. So you probably might also get to fix one or two things there if you are working on notification and the rest like that. Sorry, are you guys still with me?
Yeah, you're not alone. We're here.
All right, thank you. So then also we have the can you see like the name has changed to dive test that I did here? Let me go back. So it was dive example. So this is can you see dive test now? And this is what I literally changed from dive example to dive test. So this string is the one controlling the application name. So you might not, I mean, just for now, so you might not just be able to like, you might not work with this part. So it's just for you to know that, okay, if you want to have a permission to like probably tap the native iOS side, you might probably want to come to the iOS folder to do that. Then also we have the Linux, we have the Mac OS, and you have the web. So this is literally not like this is just beyond. I mean, I'll not be touching this part. If probably you are working on the iOS part and on the Mac OS part, you might probably want to start to make some changes here. Then also have Git ignore, which is, I mean, I know some of us are familiar with Git already. So if, for example, now I want to push something right, and I don't want to add it to the files that I'm pushing to the GitHub, right? I would just come here and I will just add the parts here. I will just add the parts here. So in a case whereby you are probably working on how do I want to explain this now? A real case is if you are working on a project and you have your API keys, so you don't want to expose the keys, right? You can create a file here, and once you create the file, you just add the file to your .env. So when you are pushing your code to GitHub, GitLab, or probably Azure, it will not um the what's the name now? The code like the sorry, what's this name now? The Visual Studio, like it's not push this guy like this everything that we have on this file. So it will only push what are not like the files that you've changed, right? And they are not on this part. So anything under slash build now, right? Some things like this, it should not be pushed to your remote branch like that. So that's what will have this part for. These are just generated. You literally don't probably have to do a lot of things here. So another thing you would need here is this your prospect.yaml file, right? So this is where you design, you try to define your this is where you start. If once you start using packages, right, this is where you come to like add a package. If you want to change the font of the application, you would come here to like change the fonts. If you want to probably add an image, you would try to select, like you'd add this the asset part here. Then you create a new folder. I feel like would also get to that, how to like add images to your Flutter application. Then also define your version, then your environment SDK part and the rest like that. So just know that you going forward, you also come to like you work with this guy, the more, right? Then this is now your LIB. This LIB is like where you can like where you start writing, when you start writing your code. This is the place. So basically, I can create a lot of folders. I can say this is my home screen. Then I can have a file. Let's say and say homepage.start. Then I can have I can have another. So basically, this is where you every of your code. This is the folder that you literally have everything there. You get Can you guys hear me, please? So that I am not just
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
okay. Okay, so before I go forward or before I move forward, like, do you have any questions so far? So that eh, yeah, I am the Michael. Okay, you can go, please.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Peter. So what I
Yeah.
wanted to, I don't know if you can increase the font size of your ID. Some of us are using mobile and can't see it so well.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for that observation. All right, Okay, I'll just do that now. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael. So, I'm coming. Let me just. It's okay. Let me just do that very quick. Thank you very much for that observation. Let me see what we have there. I think I have this somewhere. There is somewhere in this script. Command sheet that's like control panel, right? Code, it's code. I think it's somewhere around the settings. Okay, can you see my screen now? Is this better? Uh, uh, okay, all right. Come on, this is too big for me. All right, so thank you very much for that observation, Mr. Michael. So, do you have any other question before I move to the next to what I literally want to do? Right? Anybody else? Uh,
You can continue. I don't think any other person has a question.
all right. All right, thank you very much. So basically, today what we'll just be doing is just we'll just create like we just start. I mean, we are working on a stateless widget, and we'll also work on a stateful. Okay, right. So also touch stateful widget as well. So basically, we'll have in Flutter. I mean, we'll have for now. I think we'll have to like stick with just one just for the basics now. We'll just stick with stateful and stateless widgets. And I think from the last class, I mean, I believe that the instruction will have probably explain what a stateful and a stateless widget is. So and also I would also demo that part so that you guys can also see. So a stateless widget is just a widget that I mean it doesn't store any states. It's so basically what a stateless widget does is just that you just have the home page, right? It does not do anything like it cannot update the screen, it cannot update the state. So just take a state like how do I want to explain it now? Just take it like that. That a stateless widget is just once it is defined, it cannot do anything. So if this is a stateless widget now, right? Once I click on this plus button, it will not show anything. Why it is displaying is just because it is a stateful widget, and on a stateful widget, it can update the the state. So that is why. So once I click on this button now, it's literally updating the state of this screen to add to to increase this value. You get so on stateless widget. If this is a stateless widget, right, it cannot do anything. You just click. You just once you click on it, there's nothing. It should just keep on. It should just keep on. It should just stay on 4, right? If this widget is a stateless widget. So when do we use stateless widgets, right? So basically, when we know that there are some values that we just let's say we just want to like build a screen that we know that is just full of information. We are not changing any data, we are not updating any value, just like your FAQ page now, it will most likely be a stateless widget, like the in the widget tree. Then you now start dividing your text and the rest like that. This is because the values they are not meant to change. You get so once you define a stateless widget, there's nothing like it's not just updating. You are not updating the state, and once the widget is built, it doesn't like is mutable. Sorry, so it doesn't change. So that's what we have on stateless widgets, right? And an example of stateless widgets is let me just let me just start from this, right? So also okay, so also let me quickly explain this, right? This is our entry points of application. This void main then run app, right? So this run app, can you see like this app is not extending stateless widgets don't have this. So that means that anything that we have on this side now, right, is not let me just define a center widget. I'll have it as the child will be text a text, right, and we have it as maybe come to the first 5. So once I save this, okay, exactly. So this is a stateless widget. So this is an example of stateless widgets. Let me just remove this. Then let me wrap this under a widget. This airport and this will now be body. Okay, so good. So this is an example of like stateless widgets, right? And in Flutter, we have a lot of widgets. I mean, if you want to define your text, there's a widget to define your text, just like I did here. So I used this center widget. Let me move it on share, right? Let me move it on share. So I use this center widget just to align what this text to this center. I don't know if you guys are following me, right? So then for me to display a text, right, I had to use the text widget. So basically in Flutter, we have a lot of widgets. If you want to display an icon, there is a widget to do that. You get if let's say you want to have a space between two items, right? There is also a widget to do that. So if I want to say like I want to come up with another, I want to add another text to this widget now. What I have to do is I have to wrap this widget in a row, I mean in a column, sorry. So we have a column widget and also have a row widget. So let me just wrap it and I will just say this is a column. So the property will not be a child, it will take a children, which is a string, and yes, we'll have this text widget here. So I can now define another widget. Sorry, let me just not use alignment, not use alignment center. So this hello, can anybody see me? Hello? Where is my
We can hear you.
oh sorry, can you guys hear me? I think my internet.
We can hear you now.
Yes, we
Oh,
can hear you.
all right, thank you. So basically, if I want to, so if I'm too fine, please, if I'm too fast, please just let me know so that I can always, go back and explain the flow that I have. So if I want to add another text here, why I had to use this column widget is just because the center widget that I was using, right, it can only take one property, which is a child, and that child has to be one widget. So if I want to add another text, another value here, I can say like this text, this is another text widget. Can you see like it will display it here, right? So if I want to write, probably say I want to give a space between these two values. What I can do is just there's a widget that will have, we call it size box. So I can now define the height that I want for these two values here. So if I'm doing this right, I'll have, can you see the space here? So I can have like let me say like 40 this here. So it will try add a space for them. So basically in Flutter we have a lot of widgets, right? But I mean you get to use some of these widgets more often. You get to use some of these widgets more often, right? Then I mean you can start playing. So if I want to, let's say I want to add an icon now, all I have to do is just to check the icon widget, and I'd say icon widget, then it will take an icon. Oh sorry, why is my auto doing like this? Take an icon, right? Then I can say icons dot let me just pick first. So this is the icon widget. So basically, this is so if, for example, now we have a UI that we want to design, like this is how you start designing it. So basically, what you do is just that you have your text here, you have your start defining what. So if I want to add another space, I'll have a size box and I have the height here. So do you get the are we clear to this part? If I, if I, if I continue? Continue. If I 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 continue. If Hello, can anybody hear me? Are we clear to this part? Like, do you have any questions or comments so that I please let's have this class. Let's we can try to make it interactive so that we can all learn. Do you get? I mean, I know this might be kind of new to us, right? But however, if we would have questions and clarifications, I think this is the best time we can literally go about asking that, so that when you start writing or start building a simple UI, right? I feel like you'd not have issues. So if probably you have any questions so far, please just let me know. Okay, so I think I'll just assume like we are all good, right? So basically, we can have a lot of widgets. What other widgets can I think of? So also, so we have a role here, right? This is a column. That means like I can have everything in a column side. We also have a widget that we call a row widget. So these are just the widgets. Then the widgets will take. Sorry, hold on. No, calm down now. What's happening? Okay. Oh. So if you want to check a property that a widget should take, once you define the widget, once you click on it, you can see the different options that these widgets can take and their explanation as well. So basically, this can take a key, this can take a main axis alignment, then this can take a children, which is now a list of widgets, and widgets can be text. So basically, we can have children here. I would just say that the children is like let me say this is a text and a person. So good. Can you see that? Let me comment this. Let me just comment this part out, right? So can you see that this is now aligning them to like on a straight line? So let's say if you want to build like something like, okay, I want to add a text here, and I can also define a width, a space between these guys. I can say I want a size box of the space that we should have between this text and this icon should just be a space of like 20, right? And I'll do this. So can you see that there's now a little space? Okay, probably let me just do like 40 or 50. Yeah. So can you see like we have a space here between the two widgets here? So basically, these are just some basic fundamental things, right? Then also I can say that instead of me defining the space here, I want to define the space of every widget in this role. So I can say the main axis alignment should just be center. So this will move to the center. You get, and I can say that dots. What else do we have here? Can say space this one between. So if so are you guys following? Can you see the changes that the emulator is that I'm making on the emulator, please? Just confirm that. All right, thank you, Manuel. So I can say that okay, I want this guy widgets, right? So widgets. I can say like I want these guys to just be spaced around. And I can say that I want these guys to just be space between. So space between we move them to the edge of the edge of the screen. Can you guys see? Let me increase this size. No. I want to increase the size of this. So the size of this should be like maybe 50. Exactly. So they also have if you want to style it, you have like you define your property test, then you define the style that you want. You say test style, right? Then I can now say that the color I want this text to be colors dots. Let me say red. So once I save it, the text becomes red. So I can also say that I want to increase the font size of this widget, the text, right? So if I'm increasing this down, the font size should be 30. So can you see like these are the properties? So basically, if I want to check a property of a widget, all I just have to do is just to hover it, and I'll see the different things that I can do with this widget. So do you have any questions so far before I move to the next things? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. I don't think we have any questions so far.
All right. So basically, for this class, I want to end this class as soon as possible, right? So I know this is not something that you can just, it takes like, you need to like go over it again and again and again like that. So it might be strange to you. So basically, I would advise that you watch this video again so that you can get to understand. And also in your spare time, you probably have to play around this widget. Just try to probably design something, right, which would be doing in a very short while now. So what I just want to go with us now is, let's just what do we do now? Let's just design a simple login screen. So we know what a login screen has, right? It has just a text, your an input field for your password, for your sign in, for your email and password, then a continue button, right? Then probably you can just try to like add one or two um one or two designs, like just start so that it can look a bit nicer. So let me just comment this part as right. Let me just comment it. Let me just remove all this parts, right. So what I will just do here is just to define a stateful widget. A let me just call it login screen, right? Then I'll close it, right? So sorry. So I'll come here to define my stateful widget. So basically, I literally don't need to. You don't need to cram all these extend class stateless widgets does this. What you just have to do on your emulate on your editor is just once you press STF. So STF would say like, do you want to, this is stateful Flutter widget. So if I click on enter, it generates all this like the normal class for me, and I don't need to do anything. I just have to just rename it to login screen that I have here, and I'm good. Okay. So do you get? So if I want to make it like a stateless widget, all I just have to do is just to say STL, and I'll get this option. Then once I click on it, it will generate this, and all I just have to do is just to do my login screen and HUD, right? So that's so basically you don't have to cram or probably have to type this thing manually. So you just have to understand that the class is just the command is just STL, and if you are using Visual VS Code, right? I guess you would have this option. And also, if probably you are using Android Studio 2, you also have this kind of option, right? So you don't have to, you don't have to, let me just do this thing again. You don't have to start, cramming all these class dots, extend stateful class, then you define the constructor, then you override the state, then you create the states, then, all these are not, once the editor can generate this for you, you literally don't have any um times like, just run this and continue it your implementation, right? So basically, what I'll just do, I'll just do this, and I mean, once I click on stateful widget, then I'll say the name is login widget, login screen, right? So basically, once I do this, if wait, try confirm here. So yeah, so I'll just do this, then I'll make this. So if I do this now, right, you'd see that the screen will be blank, it's dark here. Can you guys still see my screen? Hello.
Yes,
Yes, we can. Yes, we
yes.
can.
All right,
You
so I
see,
thank you. So I just want to confirm. So this is because I'm using a placeholder widget. So if I'm changing this to a scaffold widget, the background will turn white. So this is the widget that, I mean, you'd see this widget a lot going forward, right? So remember what we are doing. We are just creating a simple login page. And what do we have in that login page is just a text and two text field for us to log in. I mean, for us to input our password and this thing. So then I'll define my body. Okay, so I can just do app bar, right? So app bar will take my app bar. So this is like, I think we've discussed, I think this would have been discussed in the last class like that. So app bar will just take, what's this thing? Why is it like this now? So the title will be a widget. So if I say login screen now, so once I say that, I see like this is the app bar, like the top area section of my application. So that is that. So then the next I'll do is I'll define, this is my app bar. Then I'll also define a body, which will take, no, why are you doing like this now? This will take a column widgets. I need to turn this thing off. Why is it? Mhm. Then here I will just have my text. So I want to align everything I'm doing here. I want to align everything to be center. So not here. Main axis alignment. So that means that anything I'm building, anything I'm literally putting under this thing here, it will literally help me center it to somewhere around here. So then I can now define another widget that can say that I can define a text widget like I showed you the other time, and it will just have a text. It will just have a text like sign in, right? Sign in, let's sign in to your account. Don't, right. Like, so once I click on save, right, and see that it's at the center of the application. Why is that so? Because I'm defining my main axis alignment here to the center. So if I'm removing this now, it will move to the top. You get. So this widget, this property here, is to define everything that I want in this widget. You get. If I don't want to do that, I can always do this, that I'll define a specific height that will have between this widgets, right? Then I can have another text here and say email. Do you get? So this is just like, I mean, this is just like an example of how this will look, right? So I can just say like I want a size box between this guy and this guy. Then I want to be like a password, an email field, right? So what I can just do here is I can create a widget. I'll call it is like a text field widget, exactly something like this. So once I do this right, I have an input field, right, that I can now input anything that I want to. Can you guys hear me? Or am I going too fast so that I can just slow down?
Yes, we can.
Also, so basically, then, so if I want to move, you see, like this is, I mean, it's looking like okay, this is like my email feed. I can have another text here, another text field here that will just okay. I can have a size box, then I can have another text field here that would say a password, right? So this would say a password, then can have a password field, which is enter your password, right? So I can now define that I want, can you see like this thing is not, I want this email field to start from here. I want this password field to also start from here. Then I want this one too to start from here. So I'll just define it here that my main axis alignment should start from, instead of center, should just be start. And everything will show most to that side. Hold on, please. This is okay. Sorry, this should be this post axis alignment. Awesome. So this is the function that controls this. So if I now want to add a padding to this line, I'll just wrap this one, this O column. Once you do this, you click on this bulb here. Once you click on it, you'd see different options, wrap with a widget, wrap with builders. So if I wrap it with this padding, that means I want to have a space between this and the screen. So I can say you should just give me dots. I mean, we'll just say like this space that I want around this application should just be 10. So can you see like once I can say that I want this should be like maybe 16, and this is it. So I can say that I want let's say this is control. So basically, you can see that this is, I can say like I want to move this one to here. I can wrap it to the center with it, and it should move my text to center. You get. Then what else can I have here? I mean, I can have another size box here. Then also I will just have an unpressed button, which is constant. Okay, let's remove this. Uh, so then I can now say that I also want this one to be in a center widget. So basically this is just the UI part. I mean, we are just, I'm just giving you like a sketch of how a login screen will be. So instead of login here, I mean, can have something like this, and this widget is a text field, so it accepts input. So I can say that, let's say this is itaipola@gmail.com. Then I can say this is a password for my field. I can do password one, hearts, and it's take. Once I click on this, so but these are just a like this is just a UI, right? So there's no functionalities yet, and there are no this thing, there are no validations and all. So basically, this is what we have as, I mean, this is um how a stateful widget works, right? So basically, this is just how we define this is how we design a normal, I mean, most of the UIs that you've seen, like if you are decoding them with it, you're using Flutter to code them. So basically, this is how it should be. if I'm trying to, let me just go back to explain the whole flow for you from here, right? So I have a column widget. So everything under this place is in a column, right? And we know rows and column, right? Column is just like a vertical. Is it vertical or horizontal now? I think it's vertical is this horizontal this thing. So anything I'm placing on this widget will just be in a straight line, right? This is so I define it here, right? And I have a text widget here. This text widget I have signed into your account, right? This is my app bar. That's why we have a login here. You get. Then also I have a padding. This padding, what this widget is also doing is also to create this space between this. So if I'm doing like the space should just be like 20, would have this space. Do you get? Sorry, hold on. All right, sorry, I'm back. So then we'll have a center widget. So basically in Flutter, we'll have a lot of widgets. I mean, but as you proceed during the course, you get like, I mean, use most of these things, but these are just the basics ones that I feel like, at least for now, right? So at this point, we might not start doing might not start writing, writing the logic that once you press this button, you should probably add the validation to check if this email is valid and if password is not empty and some other things like that. So basically, this is just like, this is just a UI, right? So do we have any questions so far as regards this that have literally gone through? Do you have any questions or comments? Yes, Oluwa told me say, yeah, you can speak now.
Yeah, good evening, Peter. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so far for the teachings and all that. I really don't have a question. Like, I just want to confirm if your DM is open and if you're on the Slack channel.
Yes, my DM is actually open and I'm also on the Slack. I'm on the group, so probably I'll just drop a message after this class so that you can reach out to me if
Okay.
you need any
All right.
clarification.
Because I actually have a question. Well, I have a question though, but like not really related to, what you taught us tonight. So I actually don't want to be too forward. That's why I'm asking if your DM is open.
Oh, all right, it's fine. We can have the conversation there. That's no problem. So
All right.
anybody
Thank you.
else probably do you have any questions or comments? So that it's 9:30. I feel like I just want to yeah, quickly you can go.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Peter. Mine is a similar case to what the last person that made a comment said. It's in setting up my IDLE. My SDK is installed, but it's not picking up. So I can't display this. I can't have this display while working on my code, and it's a bit stressful. So maybe, if possible, after this call, we could just quickly look through it, or since you're tired, we could do it tomorrow if your DM is open.
What exactly is the issue? You are having issues setting up the environment or what? Like, is it like
I,
probably the
I am,
code is not running or probably your emulator is not running or what?
when I run Flutter Doctor, it shows that there is an issue with my Android installations. That the SDK
Okay,
file is
and
hiding.
we can have that from probably just send me a message tomorrow so that we can probably set up a course to just trash that out.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Thank you. Anybody else? This is just a very basic. All right. There's a video on all right. Thank you very much for that, Stephen. All right. So I think I'll just keep it basic like this for tonight, and I'll also implore us that we get to play around these widgets, and also I would also have a conversation with your community manager. Just build some UI screens. Just try to. These are just this is just the basic one. We didn't had a text style, we didn't style the button, we didn't had a color, we didn't had some other things like that. And this is just because today it's Sunday, and some of us probably are preparing for work or we have some other engagements for tomorrow. That was why I literally didn't probably go that far as regards that. So I think this will be all for my own session tonight. And if you have any other questions or comments, you can have it now, or probably we can just continue the conversation on the group. And also, I would also drop like an assignment that I would, and I'll also probably work with David to just give you the flow of how to, submission and how to like go about it, right? So I think that will be all for for tonight's class. So if you have any questions or comments, just reach out to me on Slack, or probably reach out to Timmy and get in touch with me. Thank you very much for tonight, and so it's really nice having you guys here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. It was a lovely session, and I believe everybody can agree with that. We'll be wrapping up today's session. Very brief, very short. If you have any questions, please send it to the group chats and so the Slack channel rather. And I'll be dropping your assignments today or tomorrow. So please stay prepared and ready. By the way, if you've not submitted any assignments, you are in luck. You will be able to submit this one by the grace of God. I'm praying with you. So that's all for today. Have a good one, everybody. The next class, dates and no time remains the same, will be communicated to us on Slack. So stay ready. Bye guys. Have a good one and have a lovely week. Take care. Mr. E, lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's my honor to be here with all of you.